What if I told you that Luffy becoming a Marine wouldn't weaken him? It might actually make him more dangerous than ever. And what if Gear 5, the power of freedom itself, was unlocked inside the system, not against it? That idea sounds contradictory because Gear 5 represents freedom, while the Marines represent order. In this timeline, Garp succeeds in his plan. Luffy is taken into Marine training at a very young age and raised inside the system rather than outside of it. His personality does not change completely. He is still reckless, loud, and stubborn, but now his strength is shaped by discipline, rules, and constant supervision. Marine Luffy grows up far stronger much earlier than Pirate Luffy. He trains every day, fights real enemies regularly, and learns structured combat instead of improvising in desperate situations. The Marines see him as a rising star, someone who can become the perfect symbol of justice for the next generation. For a long time, Luffy follows orders without thinking too deeply about them. He believes that being a Marine means protecting people, and as long as he is strong enough, he assumes everything will work out. However, as he rises through the ranks, reality slowly begins to catch up with him. Luffy starts witnessing missions that do not sit right with him. He sees civilians punished for being in the wrong place at the wrong time. He watches corrupt officials receive protection simply because they are connected to power. He is ordered to ignore suffering in the name of balance and stability. At first, Luffy is confused rather than angry. He believes justice is supposed to help people, so he assumes these moments are exceptions. Over time, he realizes they are not exceptions at all. They are part of how the system functions. This is where Marine Luffy's internal conflict begins. Subscribe if you want more One Piece theories like this. Pirate Luffy fights the world openly, but Marine Luffy is trapped inside it. Every mission forces him to choose between following orders and following his instinct. The more he obeys, the more uncomfortable he becomes with himself. The breaking point comes during a mission where Luffy is ordered to stand down and allow innocent people to suffer because intervening would disrupt political balance. Luffy hesitates, listens to his superiors, and follows the order. The consequences are immediate and devastating. That guilt stays with him. It weighs on him more than any physical injury ever could. For the first time, Luffy understands that strength means nothing if it is controlled by someone else. Gear 5 does not awaken because of destiny in this timeline. It awakens because Luffy reaches the limit of what he can accept. His body collapses under the pressure of obedience, and his will refuses to break any further. When Gear 5 activates, it feels wrong to everyone watching. A Marine, the symbol of order, is suddenly laughing while reality bends around him. His power does not follow commands, hierarchy, or rules. It reflects a will that no longer accepts being restrained. The world government immediately recognizes the danger. A pirate with Gear 5 can be hunted and labeled as an enemy. A Marine with Gear 5 threatens the system itself because he proves that even absolute justice can be rejected from within. This is the uncomfortable truth. Marine Luffy with Gear 5 would be more dangerous than Pirate Luffy. He understands how the system works, how it controls people, and where it is weakest. His existence alone would cause doubt among soldiers and fear among those in power. Eventually, Luffy is branded a traitor, not because he turned against justice, but because he exposed what justice had become. The Marines try to erase him quietly, but they fail, because by then, Luffy is no longer alone. Soldiers who once followed orders blindly begin to follow him instead. Civilians he saved refuse to stay silent. Even pirates, revolutionaries, and former enemies recognize the same thing. This Marine did not betray justice. He revealed its lie, and then Luffy does something no one in history has ever dared to do. He does not run. He does not hide. He marches straight toward the top. Luffy challenges Imu head on, not as a pirate, not as a Marine, but as the embodiment of freedom itself. Behind him stand allies from every side of the world, united by one belief. A system that fears laughter was never just to begin with. Gear 5 erupts, not as a symbol of destiny, but as a declaration. Freedom does not belong to pirates or Marines. It belongs to anyone brave enough to choose it. So the real question is not whether Luffy was destined to awaken Gear 5. The real question is this: if the world government created a Marine who could no longer obey injustice, did they create their greatest failure or their greatest enemy?